as most of the human sufferings are caused by unconsciousness. Well, unconsciousness meaning the unawareness. Whether it's physical sufferings or whether it's mental suffering, even harder. Mental suffering is much harder to know that we are creating by the way we think or way we perceive things. So therefore we call one who completely knows the nature of the mind and potential of everyone is what we call enlightened one, awakened one. So only awakened one understands suffering and its causes and its underlying causes. So we must understand kindly that depression and anxiety is a suffering caused by unconsciousness. You will see that actually when you truly understand suffering of depression, anxiety, someone in your life, it actually was very hard, but actually brought some of the best qualities in you. That is kindness, that is love, that is true generosity, true commitment, true loyalty, true forgiveness. And everything that we have seen, good side of anyone is when someone is going through the worst suffering. You would have never found how much somebody does love you until you really go through so much suffering. If it wasn't suffering, we could not be of any use to each other. So on the human realm, at least we have emotions. We care about, feel somebody suffering as our own. And it doesn't make us to leave it as we have nothing to do with it. It actually brings the best in us. It's just like we don't know where the sand is falling from, but we keep throwing them up ourselves like this. You keep throwing sand in the sky and then keep saying, well, who the hell is putting this over my head? We keep throwing like this. That's what's happening actually. But when the consciousness is not aware that fundamentally everything is impermanent, so the object or subject that we think is cause of happiness is only for that moment maybe. You order a nice dessert, but then you went to the toilet and took 20 minutes to get back, and then you don't have to go to the toilet again because the food has become toilet. The dessert you paid for, but you didn't have time to eat, and it has melted. And see, when we don't have the understanding of the former two, then we react to suffering to create the suffering double the suffering even more. Look, all kinds of ways of solving the problems in the modern world is about reaction, tit for tat. And instead of solving the problem, it doubles, it triples, it multiplies like no other. When we're not aware of our own action and its consequences, how could we be aware of our thoughts and its consequences? See, the depression is thought consequences. See, nothing is for long. So all suffering of depression and anxiety and anger and guilt all comes from this wrong view, wanting to hold things to be permanent. So Buddhist teaching means it shows us the right way to think, so that if things are impermanent, say if you lost the job or someone died or you lost a position or you no longer have the same fitness or health or whatever you have, you shouldn't think it as a personal tragedy, because it is not. So you are with people who have sufferings. You're not trying to isolate yourself. Because when you have self-compassion, you tend to feel fit to practice compassion to others. And then you do that with wisdom, discerning that when you start developing compassion, then you have understood the illness of suffering in general, and particularly of mental illness like depression and anxiety over whatever. So whether you should suffer long or short is how quickly you gain your consciousness. So therefore we mustn't demonize suffering as anti-life, but actually its suffering is that which teaches us some of the most amazing qualities that we all seek to have.